If you've just joined us, our guest in this episode of Question Time is the Acting Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Baba Jaro. Don't go away. Some are questioning the investment of NIMASA into gunboats. They feel that that's a subtle way of usurping the role of the Nigerian Navy.
NIMASA did not buy gunboats. People have been saying that NIMASA is buying gunboats. We didn't buy gunboats. What we did was, because of the arrangement we have, boats were purchased. Because of our MO with the Navy, we give the Navy to use the boats. It is Navy that brought the guns, put them on the boats for their use, and it's being used by the Navy. It's not used by NIMASA. So NIMASA did not buy gunboats. We did not. The boats, yes, we bought them. But who equipped them with the guns? The Navy.
How would you react to those who feel that NIMASA is using its war chest in terms of financial resources to exploit and control the Nigerian Navy?
No. No. How can we cripple the work of the Navy? All of us are working. This is Nigeria. It's one country. In fact, people who are thinking like that, I think they are wrong. In fact, we should commend ourselves that we can collaborate, work together to maintain safety and security in our maritime domain. Nobody, in fact, we have an MB with the Navy, that's what you should understand. We have a detachment of the Navy with us. So how can somebody sit down and say that we are stifling Navy one way or the other? That's not true. We are collaborating, and it's a very fine collaboration, an excellent one. And we hope to develop on it so that our waters can be safe.
Who really is in charge of protecting the waterways? Is it the Niger Delta militants or the Navy or NIMASA? Could you be specific on this?
Well, that has been a very long story. People have been talking about it over time. We have laws in this country. People can register businesses. Global West Vessels Specialists Limited is a registered entity in Nigeria, and it applied to have a collaboration on a PPP arrangement with NIMASA, which the Federal Executive Council approved. The provisions of that agreement is to allow or to help NIMASA collect its revenue from people that are failing to pay the revenue, one. Secondly, also to improve on the revenue by making the waters safer. Protocol or bureaucracy in government sometimes stifles quick purchase, quick response to incidences. And that is what brought the issue of this PPP. Before, NIMASA doesn't have boats. It does not go to survey ships. It does not go to check pollutions, because it doesn't have the platforms. So it doesn't go anywhere. It only sits in the office. So whatever comes to it, it collects. And the last administration saw and said that, no, we should do something and see how we can go further. How can we get the boats? How can we get quick response? Okay, the easiest way is to have a PPP arrangement, so that we can get the boats quick enough, so the response can be quick enough. And that's why the arrangement came to be. And it is not to maintain security. Maintenance of security rests with the Navy. As I said, it is to help NIMASA do more in its function of checking the merchant shipping environment, making it safer. Also making sure that anybody who comes into our waters that is supposed to pay us levy is paid. Also to make sure that some miscreants that come on the water to attack ships are reduced. Now, both the Navy and NIMASA need boats. And it's the boats that we don't have before. The PPP came so that we can have the boats. Currently, we have some of the boats. And that is why we can rush and respond to such issues. And that is why the level of piracy has gone very low.
Are the militants still on ground?
I don't know why you like to use the word militants. As far as we are concerned, we don't know Militants. We know Global West, which is a registered company in Nigeria. And that is where we had business with. So when you mention people mention militants, it sets us off because how can we deal with militants? We're not dealing with militants. We are dealing with Global West Vessel Specialist Limited, which is a registered company. It has owners. If people are talking about the owners, let them talk about the owners. But we're talking about the company itself.
Who are the owners of Global West?
I cannot tell you offhand, but I know we have been meeting with their managers, with their key players, and we have been talking with them. I know about 3 of them. The rest, I don't know, because it's a company on its own.
Why should the Nigerian waterways be classified as a high-risk zone by the International Maritime Environment, even when there have been no report of a major sea piracy case?
These ratings are done intermittently. It's not a flowing thing. It's not a real-time online something. So when the assessment was done earlier, actually we had this high rate of piracy on our waters. But now it has reduced. If they are going to do another assessment, I assure you it will be different.
Let's look at the implication of this classification by the International Maritime Environment. Some have said that they've been made to pay a high premium on the importation of petroleum products as a result of this classification.
Yeah, you know, politics also plays in this, international politics. Truly, our waters were risky. The level of risk have drastically reduced, but those who are playing in the field still want to maintain the status quo, trying to say the waters are still risky. We are telling them that the risk is no longer as before. It has reduced drastically, and they can come and do their business. The premium, insurance premium shouldn't be as high as it used to be. And they can put up a case for those who are involved in it so that they can pay less insurance premium. For us, we're telling them that the waters, our waters, Nigerian waters, are no longer as risky as they used to be.
You talked about the lessons to be learned. From the lessons to be learned, what are the changes you plan to bring into Nigeria's maritime sector?
You know, maritime sector is internationally driven. What we will do with the report is to give IMO are the regulators, they are the ones who bring protocols, conventions, rules. They will use it to bring other rules or to amend other rules of operation in the field. And that's what we will do. When they do that, then it's our own to domesticate it, to use it on our waters.
Considering that lives were lost in this ill-fated accident, what is NIMASA doing in terms of compensation and to ensure that the sea vessels comply to safety standards?
These vessels are not Nigerian flag. Tanzania, Marshall Islands, the Tanzanian one has Nigerian crew. The Marshall Islands has Greece crew. What we do as an agency is to make sure that the issue of compensation is handled, which is supposed to be between the owners of these 2 vessels. We were able to get the owners of MT Alexa to give us a written undertaking that wherever they are, whenever they are needed, they always make themselves available, they always make the crew available, and whatever is needed, they'll always be there wherever they go, wherever they are. And that gives us confidence that when the issue of compensation comes, after discussions are finished, we can still get them back so that they can reach out to do that which they are supposed to do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And that's as much as we can take in this edition of Question Time on Channels Television. You may also send us your comments on our different social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashuru saying goodbye.